Hey guys, it's Danny Bell. I hope you guys are having an awesome day today so far. We are back on our realistic Citycore island, Honeybelle 2.0, just working our way around the island and creating some really fun realistic type of builds for the island. So guys, today we are tackling the campsite. I've been dreading this a little bit. I love doing a campsite build, but y'all, the struggle is real with the Citycore theme. I really was struggling to come up with a way to incorporate the campsite and make it look natural. I know that sometimes it can be really easy to just plop it on the beach somewhere, tucked away, someplace out of the way, but I really wanted to give the campsite some love. So let's speed things up and get going, because what we're going to do is we're going to create a little sporting goods store, and we're going to incorporate the tent campsite into the build itself. So I'm really excited. Can't wait to do this. Let's get going. Okay, for this build, we are going to do a little bit of terraforming. I'm just going to create this second tier raised platform here just to kind of add a little bit of space to put some signage. So we're doing this little space up here, and we're going to put some custom design pat down because, guys, you know me, I like to have this build all in. That way, if you're looking down on a build from above, it kind of camouflages everything to look a little bit less green and a little bit more like a city. But I really love this sign. Check out this Kick Sporting Goods sign, you guys. I found this in the portal, and I can't even. It's so cute. I think it's a nod to Dick's Sporting Goods, which is a common sporting goods store that you can see at the mall and that sort of area. It's really popular here in the area where I live, and so when I saw this, I was like, oh yes, this is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna create a, like I said, a sporting goods store, and I'm really excited. Since we're not doing a villager house with this particular build, we are gonna use the campsite, but I've been really trying to incorporate a lot of the villager houses into some of the realistic store builds on the island, just because I feel like, you know what, they're a little bit slackers, these villagers. We literally pay for and do everything on the island, and so I thought, you know what, let's just put them to work. We're gonna give them each a responsibility and something to be in charge of, and so it's been really fun kind of creatively thinking for each villager on what they can contribute to the island of Honeybelle. So if you missed any of those videos, please check out the Honeybelle playlist where you'll find all of the videos that we've done thus far on the island, and we do have a handful more to go before we finish everything up and release the dream address. But I'm really excited and really loving how this island is coming together so far. It's been kind of a challenge for me. I'm not generally a big planner as far as planning ahead of time where I'm going to be putting all my different builds. I tend to usually just kind of move things around as I go, but this has been a real challenge for me, but in a good way. I've found a little bit of strategy as far as trying to decide where to put everything ahead of time, and it's for sure made planning the island go a lot more smoothly. So it's been really great for me, I think. It's always good to push yourself with new builds on an island, I think. Okay, so let's catch up with this build. We've put down some sidewalk paving and a little bit of brick. We're going to create a little parking lot over here, and definitely want to create a sidewalk walkway. I'm sort of trying to make grids and section everything off on the island so that each villager and area has its own space, and so no exception here for the campsite. We already have our tent placed, and believe it or not, we actually had a villager in the campsite today. I was kind of surprised. I placed down the campsite, and voila, we have a villager today. So before we finish up the video for the day, we'll have to see who's hanging out in there. I don't know, maybe there'll be somebody we want to keep for the island, maybe not. We'll have to find out. Okay, so now that we have our Kicks sign placed, we're going to go ahead and start surrounding this space with some of the Takanama item. Now, this can be really tricky. I've definitely found that when placing this item, you have to be careful how you're standing just to make sure everything is facing in the direction that you want it to, and just sort of moving everything around, especially when using a second tier to place a sign. It doesn't always match up entirely perfect depending on what style of storefront you're trying to build on the island. So my best suggestion is be patient with yourself, of course, and be prepared to move things around a lot. I tend to do a lot of shifting of items when I'm making builds and trying to come up with ideas, and once you're able to kind of see where everything fits together, it sort of will come together for you. But my suggestion is for sure try to be patient and make sure that you're willing to kind of zhuzh things up, move stuff around, just to kind of get the look that you want. Okay, so we've placed a couple of simple panels here in the front to look like glass doors, and then we've also put a couple of these wide display cases, which I completely and utterly adore and definitely highly recommend if you're doing storefront type of builds on your islands. I love how it very convincingly looks like a storefront in a store window, so you can place items in here, and I tried to find everything I could in my storage that was kind of sporting good or camping related, of course, to tie into our campsite. and really loving this. I think we're going to place a few items out here like this ball catcher, and then different things like this little fishing rack right here and a golf bag, just anything that I could think of that sort of went with sporting goods store that I've seen for sale at our local sporting goods store. So really happy with how this is coming together, and it's definitely a great way to use some of these items. I feel like since most of the islands I've done previously have been more natural, I haven't been able to use a lot of the items that I've been excited to use here on Honeybelle 2.0, and it's been a complete blast being able to incorporate those things. Oh, this climbing wall, you guys, it's really not working for me. I feel like I said, sometimes the items just don't want to behave and you really just have to keep working with them, but that's all part of Animal Crossing, right? Definitely the most stressed out I've ever been playing Animal Crossing. All right, I'm going to widen this just a little bit so that we have a little more space to place items, and then we're going to go ahead and finish up the parking lot and place some cars. Now, if you were looking to do this on your island with a villager house, I think you could definitely sort of move some of the things around, either make space for a house on the back side of the sign, or if you have seen some of the other builds we've done on Honeybelle, we did a really fun Petco build, which is right next door here. So if you missed that, check it out. Just trying to throw some ideas out there into the community on how you can sort of create more interactive builds on your islands. And I really like the idea of using villager houses. They're a lot faster to redecorate, especially if you've completed the 30 builds in Happy Home Paradise and you've unlocked that. It's very easy to sort of redecorate the inside and outside of their houses. It's a smaller space, but I feel like oftentimes it's just enough to kind of give the idea of the look of the build you're trying to create. And it's a lot less overwhelming, in my opinion, than decorating a player house, as that one you don't have the capability to sort of re-customize all of the colors of the items. You have to kind of still do that at your workbench, unfortunately. But yeah, I really like this idea. So hopefully if you give this a try on your island, try it with a jock villager. I think that would be super fun. I really love Rudy. He's for sure one of my favorites. I had him for a brief time on this island a long time ago, and I can't recommend him enough to you guys. He's fantastic, and he would be a perfect villager to have in charge of a sporting goods store. So yeah, I really love this. I'm happy with how this is coming together. Like I said, we're going to place some cars, and then once we finish everything up, we're going to try to check out and see what villager is visiting our campsite. I can't wait to see who it is. Hopefully it's somebody super cute. All right, let's finish up. We're going to put a couple of cars down here. Yes, love this. I wanted to kind of create the look of a lot of merch sitting out at this sporting goods store, which I think is sort of what we've achieved here. It's been really fun using all of these camping items in an urban setting. It's been for sure a challenge, but I'm really happy, I think, with this finished product. Yay, I love it. I actually think the campsite looks really good here. I wasn't sure how it would look. I think it's going to look even cuter when we don't have a visitor, honestly, but the tent looks really cute as well. And I think this was a challenge for sure, trying to think of a way to incorporate the campsite into a Citycore build, but I think we achieved it, guys. I really do. Yes, love it. I love the kids' tents. That's been a huge popular item. We've had that for a while in the game, but I really love that. Love some of the newer 2.0 items like the ski rack back there, and yeah, love the camping chair too. That was a newer item since the 2.0 update. Yay, super cute. I'm really thrilled with how this sporting goods store came together. I think that probably if you had a little bit more space than what I have here, you could for sure expand this. You could leave this as an open plan, similar to how we did the Amazon warehouse, where you can actually walk inside in a horseshoe shape and you could place more items in the horseshoe. I think that would be another really great alternative on how to make this space even more interactive than we have here. So yeah, just throwing out some ideas for you guys. I hope you guys will give this build a try for yourselves. And as always, you can find me on Instagram at Peppy Crossing Play. I always love to see how you guys' versions of these builds come together. So feel free to tag me if you happen to replicate this build on your island. Okay guys, I think it's time to go in. Let's see who's visiting today. Maybe they'll be a good fit for the island. Oh, who is this? Lucy, hi. Oh, she's kind of cute, guys. Look at her with her little donut. Living her best life, camping out in the parking lot at the sporting goods store with her donut. She's very precious, but I think we're going to pass. I don't really have any room that I can think of that she would work for a Citycore build. I I think she'd be a great farm core villager, but we're gonna say no to Lucy, unfortunately. I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I do think we're gonna have time to do one more villager hunt on the island before we finish up the Honeybelle series and do a final tour. So I'm really excited for that. Can't wait to see who we can find before we finish everything up on this island. Once again, I just wanted to say thank you all so much. If you like this type of content and you want to see more, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. I really truly appreciate all of your support. Wishing you all an amazing day, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.